Lesson 121. In the previous lesson, we talked about infinitives. We talked about them in English, so we could simply explore what an infinitive is, and then we worked with some infinitives in some English sentences. This lesson, Lesson 121, is a very special lesson because here we are learning our very first French infinitive. As I mentioned before, in English it takes two words to make an infinitive, but in French it only takes one. And the infinitive we're learning here in this lesson is
parler,
that's the verb for speaking. Keep in mind that we will not pronounce the R at the end. It's just going to sound like A at the end.
parler,
Not something like parler or something like that. This will not follow the careful rule. And remember, you can use a French infinitive very much like you would an English infinitive. And we have an example sentence here. The sentence says in French, I want to speak French. So we have je veux, which means I want, and then we have
parler,
which is the infinitive that means to speak. And français means French. So I want to speak French. In the exercises, just for practice, we're going to have you working with this same infinitive over and over. Let me hit a few quick highlights here. In number one, you'll say, I want to speak French. Notice the infinitive there. In number two, they want to speak English. In number three, we do not want to speak French. In number four, she wants to speak English. So in each of these exercises, we have the verb for wanting, and then we have paired that with the infinitive to speak. So in each sentence, you'll be saying that someone wants to speak or does not want to speak. So translate these exercises, and it will give you some good practice working with this infinitive. And then in the next few lessons, we're going to be learning even more about infinitives and how to use them.